The following podcast is inspired by the book How to Live a Great Life. These podcasts are designed to give you some perspectives that will help improve the quality of your life. In this podcast, we will discuss one central challenge facing all human beings. Then we will identify some of the coping behaviors that this challenge spawns. Finally, I will relate a story about one person using one of these behaviors. Before we get going, a word of caution. Never, ever point out to someone their coping behaviors. You will get a very violent reaction if you do. We humans have elaborate defense mechanisms to prevent us from acknowledging what we perceive to be a weakness. In fact, you will probably deny that you have any coping mechanisms. But if you are human, you do. The challenge that I referred to is this. All human beings have a portion of their brain where a dirty little secret lurks. This secret is the belief, I am not good enough. Billionaires, superstar athletes, rock stars, famous artists, you and me. We all share this mark of humanity. This causes us to develop coping behaviors that seem fine, but not truly in our best interest. Most of the stress in our lives is not caused by the actual external events that we think causes our stress, but by our reaction to them. These external events trigger our not good enough. Here are just a few examples of coping mechanisms. Being right and making other people wrong. Plausibly deniable aggression. Now, psychologists call this passive-aggressive behavior. A third example is hysterical or overdramatic response. The true story I'm about to relate illustrates hysterical response. A friend of mine was married to a woman who fairly frequently became very agitated and would express herself in a very loud and angry way. Many of her outbursts were triggered by something that had happened at work. She frequently felt disrespected and unappreciated by her boss and coworkers. On one occasion, my friend and his wife had just started a conversation when she became so upset, it felt like a nuclear explosion. She screamed at him that he was being arrogant and superior, that he was mean and horrible. It seems he had a look of surprise on his face that he was not aware of. In fact, he was surprised because he thought they had already discussed just 2 days earlier the issue she was bringing up just now. She was so upset that she continued yelling at him over the next half hour. Now, this couple had planned to go out for lunch that day. He asked her if she still wanted to go. She agreed to go to lunch. My friend said that he expected his wife to calm down once they got in the car, but she continued yelling at him. When they got to the restaurant and were seated, she continued her tirade. This was very unlike her, as she hated making any public spectacle. In addition to berating her husband, she also kept insisting on an apology. It had taken all this time, but finally my friend knew what he had to say. His words were something like, I am very sorry you are so upset. If I had a look of surprise on my face, it was because I thought we talked about this issue 2 days ago. I want you to know I did not have any negative thoughts about you or your memory. I was just surprised. She calmed down. Then she went on to reveal that in a previous job, people frequently teased her about her having a poor memory. So she was very sensitive. At that point, they had been together for 7 years, and this particular issue had never come up before. So this generally pleasant and friendly lady has very normal issues about her self-worth. She did not feel free to express anger at work, so she brought her anger home. She also was very sensitive about her memory. Her way of dealing with not good enough was to be angry. This type of coping mechanism is very overt. In later podcasts, we will discuss some more subtle ways that human beings cope with hidden feelings of not being good enough. This is an opportunity for you to explore any anger you've had toward an adult in the recent past. Did the person you were angry with state or imply that you were not good enough in some way? How would you like to change your response in the future? In my book, How to Live a Great Life, you will be shown a path that leads to being unaffected by what other people say or do. If you successfully master the techniques in the book, you will feel balanced and at peace most of the time. These podcasts are an introduction to the soon-to-be-published book, How to Live a Great Life. The promise of the book is to give you information and tools that will help you to reduce stress and increase joy in your life. To get updates on the launch date for the book, as well as information on future podcasts, please click the link Great Life in the show notes of this episode. Enter your email and you will be kept up to date. If you are listening using the Apple Podcast app, the show notes can be found by pressing on Detail. Then scroll down the show notes to find the Great Life link. This is Bill Rabo reminding you that your thoughts create your reality. So think positive thoughts.